Hey there, it's Trixie. Welcome to the underground. Yeah, I got to talk a little bit of personal stuff because I actually went out this weekend, believe it or not. Unbelievable. Went to a Stevie Nicks cover band. Me and my friend, I went out with a bunch of straight girls, so you can imagine how it was. We were sitting on the most uncomfortable seats. I had to have my ass half out, and there was a hole in the middle. I don't know what it was, like a high chair. I thought like I was 2 years old, and the band was really good. Okay, they started drinking tequila. You know what girls are like on tequila? Okay, all of a sudden, and they're straight. I just want to remind you, I'm sitting there innocently because I don't do that. They're rubbing their hands. Two of them. The other two were normal. Two of them went wild, um, rubbing their fingers through. I don't know who was touching me. It was a couple of like four hands in my back. Actually, it felt good. I got to be honest with you. I have no sexual feelings towards them. But you know what? I haven't been touched in I don't know how long, like human contact. I'm used to hugging old ladies in the store. Yeah, all over my back. So like, just enjoy it. It was fun. And then I'm at work, and you know how I see crazy people. I just go up to them and I just tell you every week there's a crazy person. I was talking to there's normal Trump people and there's certifiable Trump people. I went up to this one guy. I swear, I just said, "What are you doing for your house?" And he went off. He was nice in the beginning, and he started talking about how he's got a nice brand new condo. Great. It was like worth like 500,000, which is what they are going for now. And he said the lady, her husband just died. He put $25,000 before his death. She wanted to get that back. He said no. He didn't want to pay for that, which I get it. And I said, "Well, how did you know all this?" He goes, "I went to the neighbors." Can you imagine how this guy, would you want this guy as your neighbor? He was talking to all the neighbors. He negotiated, bought the place. Then he started going off on his wife, about his wife, and saying, my wife told me who to vote for because she was a liberal and he's a Republican. He's like, the Democrats are ruining the country, and he doesn't know who he's talking to, a gay liberal. I just sat there, did not talk. And because he kept going on and on about everything, I couldn't believe how much he was going from one subject to the next. Okay. His wife, okay. And then she smells like garlic all the time. She's Italian. Yeah, Italians, I don't eat garlic too much. I don't like the smell. And I get what he's saying there. If my wife like ate garlic all the time, I would have a problem because it's in your pores and it's just disgusting. You can't smell it on yourself, but other people, you're putting people through hell. Anyway, then he started going off on some guy I don't know if it was a relative or whatever, and they got divorced because he was a Trump supporter and she wasn't. Crazy. Hold on a sec. Hey, I'll be right back because my cat is going crazy. Okay, I'm back. So then he started going off on his brother who had a business that he owned, a gym. And he said he had to make it like separate where the women were going where the women were and the men were for men. And he didn't want any trans in there. And I said, okay, you're going to get gay people, not trans. It's not the same thing. But he's like trying to weed out gay people. And I said, are you crazy? If I was a gay guy, and I know a lot of gay guys, they're going to an all male gym. Are you out of your mind? Remember the song In the Navy by the Village People? Pretty ignorant, but anyway. And he said that the women were COCK teases and like leftovers from the Me Too movement. This guy clearly has a problem with women. I just kind of tried to get away from him. I'm like walking away. He's still talking, following me. And finally I'm like, oh, great, great, great. I ran as fast as I could. I got to remember his face so I never go up to him again. Okay. Friday the 13th, I'll tell you, Friday the 13th was okay. Saturday the 14th is my problem, okay? That I don't like. And let's talk about Valentine's Day a little bit. It's all right because I don't mind being alone. You go get the leftover chocolate after. Stephen Miller's wife is pregnant. Everybody's pregnant. And Caroline Levitt, that woman that should wear the cross upside down, his spokesperson, Trump spokes, isn't her husband like 85 years old? He's old. Can you imagine what's coming out of their vaginas? Stephen Miller has a wife, which I can't believe it. It's like that movie, It's Alive. You just think about, remember Rosemary's Baby? When at the point, Mia Farrow just goes, she finds out and she says, all of them witches. That's what I'm thinking about. These people they think we're ruining the country. It's unbelievable how crazy. And people that aren't in reality, or maybe they're just plain bad. They're either sick, demented, evil, greedy. Take your pick. Take your pick. So, okay. 1 in 3 American men and 1 in 5 American women have not had sex in a year. I got you beat by many years. I got you beat. I'm sorry. But I remember talking to a divorce attorney. I set her up for a bathroom, and you know what she said to me? She knows that they have a bad rap, but she said, I was a criminal attorney. And she said those people were better. The criminals were better than people getting divorced. I think, yeah, you can have Valentine's Day. Oh, RFK Jr., he said he snorted coke on a toilet seat. This is the guy that's the head of the health and services and telling people not to get measles shots. So now there's a measles epidemic. It's scary that these people, are you kidding me? There's nothing dirtier than a toilet seat. You know how many times I go pee and there's like pee stains on there? Or really, you're snorting coke? I'd rather do it off my hand if I was a drug addict. Do you ever see that in those movies where they're snorting it off their arm? That's what you do if you're a druggie. You know, get creative, you dumbass. Anyway, the Patriots became the first team. I know it's late, but, you know, I only do this once a week. To lose a Super Bowl in 5 straight decades. We all know. I knew they were going to lose. They were coming up a team with a great defense. And Darnold played. He didn't make any mistakes. And it was really the defense literally pushing the offensive lineman with 2 rookies on him into Drake May, who you could see was injured. You could see he was running okay, but he was off on his throws. And Vrabel had the right game plan when he had the defenders jump the routes and try to make interceptions because they knew their offense wasn't going to do it. 9 out of 19 pressures were from the rookie side of the line. Just crushing, relentless defense. I thought the defense should have gotten the MVP. Okay. So the commercials, I thought that Sabrina Carpenter falling in love with the potato chip guy, the Pringles guy, was hysterical. The Bud horse with the little eagle or whatever it was, the bird, he fell in love with the bird. I thought that was cute. Those were the only 2. And then the halftime show, everybody's freaking out. All the angry people posting on Facebook that they're having a nervous breakdown because of Bad Bunny. You know, would I've liked to hear English or subtitles? Do I know what the hell's going on? Yeah. Am I having a nervous breakdown and getting angry over Bad Bunny? What the hell's wrong with your life? What the hell is wrong? Who the hell said, was it Jill Zarin, one of the housewives, who said there were no white people? Oh my God, Lady Gaga was in there. Although I didn't recognize her either. My mother said, that's Lady Gaga! And she said she must have had plastic surgery. This is coming from the Real Housewives. Are you on crack? You're all doing Botox and facial surgery at age 20. That's unbelievable. So remember that couple that were fake married? They actually got married on it was kind of nice. They were dancing and having fun. I'm not into that music, but obviously millions of people are. You know, he was about unity. So what, he had the Cuban flag? I don't care. I don't consider it anti-American. I don't. A lot of people speak Spanish when I'm at work, and I feel bad that I can't speak. You know, I took Spanish. I can't speak it. If you don't talk all the time, you lose it. So Don Sidious called Bad Bunny's performance a slap in the face. Really? No one understands a word he says. I didn't understand any. I didn't understand it. But I didn't get so angry about it. Would I have preferred Taylor Swift? Yeah, of course. He did say God bless America. So that's English. You know, Jill Zarin ended up getting fired from E! She had her own show, and then she had to talk about there's no white people and it's a disgrace to America. And so did Taylor Armstrong, who used to be on the Beverly Hills Housewives, who said, you know, basically it was like a slap to our country. Or I don't understand how. My mother didn't like that he was grabbing his crotch and all, but that's like common. Michael Jackson did it all the time. Nobody talked about that. And what about like with Justin Timberlake? Like, I don't care about this stuff. This stuff doesn't. I don't think about this when I'm putting my head on the pillow. I don't care. The message was good. I didn't really care for the music, but you know, I like drums and bass, so that's why I didn't get into it. Megyn Kelly, they need blood pressure medication the way they were talking. She said it was a middle finger to the rest of America. Brian Kilmeade, is it too much to ask to put it in English? Yeah, I guess it was. I would have liked the little subtitles, but I don't know. So the way they were talking on Fox, The whole show was in Spanish. Not one word of English. Not one word. One word. A guy with a red face. He looked like a spicy French fry. Just like losing his shit on Fox. I really can't believe that this is what they're mad at. I mean, this is what bothers you in the country? Really? Because to me, it's other things. It's like rolling back the Environmental Protection Agency, where we're all going to get polluted and die. That bothers me. Kid Rock, he was lip syncing. I don't know what you're turning over to watch that. The Turning Point USA. That was Bawa da Baba, da bang, da bang, da bang, diggy, diggy, diggy. That's English. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Dorit versus Kyle, the fallout. Amanda, she had the manifestation moment dinner party. I don't really get into her. I don't know. She invited everybody but Dorit. She was with Rachel, invited by Rachel, and Kyle was there at the Hamptons. I'd rather be at the Hamptons than Amanda's stupid party. So Rachel, Kyle, Dorit fly off to the Hamptons. Barely speaking. Dorit was mad because PK picked up the kids the night before really late. She's sipping on bitters. Amanda's relationship with her fiance is a little weird. She says hi, my love. And he comes up and she goes, look at your babies. It's a very strange relationship. I don't know, because the cameras are there and she's nervous. He gives her like a peck on the lips like she has herpes. And she goes, kiss me like you mean it. And then it looked forced. I think I maybe suspect gay. Dorit said she actually, quote, manifested not getting an invite. Sutton called Amanda a wimp. Amanda, you're in my home. Don't call me a wimp, please. I don't know when she quit, but they record like early on, so it could be in another couple of weeks. Amanda has a welcome mat, Money Queen and company, so her family is in company. I don't know, like her fiance, her kids, or the company. Sutton admitted to liking Taylor Swift, so now I'm liking Sutton a little more for that. Bose called her a nouveau rich, which is really, kind of saying you don't belong, and you're kind of spilling it and telling everybody how rich you are. Erica saying, how did I get left out of the Hamptons? Donna Karen stopped by the table. Pretty cool. Rachel Zoe knows her. Amanda gave the women a signed copy of her book. And Erica was like, oh, great. This is just what I want. A self-published book. She was horrified. She's like, I'm going to go home and skim it. And then Amanda said to producers, these women could benefit from chapter 2 to not wait on a man to make you rich. Bose did it herself, so you can't talk about her. But yeah, I kind of never would rely on a guy to make. Where was Jennifer Tilly? She wasn't there, and the show was missing something. You feel her absence from the show. Dorit only wants yes people around her. It's kind of like Trump, so she's going to avoid the PK conversations. Rachel, there's an epidemic of men insecurity and breakdown of men between 40 and 55. If they are not where they want to be, if they don't have enough money, they have a strong and successful life. So women need to shrink themselves, so they have to deal with men's egos, which men don't mind it. PK, they showed a way far back scene of PK saying, it was me that built the global businesses, and you made me feel less than. And Dorit said, I'm not going to be Ken Todd, Vanderpump's husband, who walks behind holding the little dog, because he definitely is, like the woman, and Lisa's like the moneymaker. Taylor Swift became the first female artist on Spotify in Spotify history to pass 120 billion streams. Total domination. She's dominant. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, when he was testifying, what did he say? Like, I never met Epstein after a certain time, and then he said he brought his wife, kids, and nanny over to the island. Here, kids. He's got 4 kids. I'd like you to meet the biggest child molester and trafficker in the world. Let's go to his island for lunch. And he wanted to meet his nanny. Can you imagine Epstein's like, bring your nanny? And he did. I don't know if it's the same one, but I don't get this guy. And then Bondi. What the hell was going on with her? She was a maniac. It was a total embarrassment to our country. Talk about the halftime show. That was a total embarrassment. She was talking about the Dow reached $50,000. Is that really how you talk about it? I don't know anything about the Dow, but you say 50,000 points, right? Jamie Raskin, he called her She called him, hey, washed up, has been, not even a lawyer. He went to Harvard, and she was in Florida. Okay, so she was just kind of talking to Trump. We all know that, but even the Republicans and people on Fox and Newsmax, they were all saying it's embarrassing and she should be fired or resign. She called Thomas Massey, who was a Republican, a failed politician. That's something Trump would say. Asked about the redacted names in the Epstein files. And then she said, you suffer from Trump derangement. They're deranged. They're deranged. Trump derangement syndrome. I mean, I don't know, but does she not get when Trump is gone? You know, it's them that get in trouble. Trump always escapes. You know, he slithers out of everything, but they always end up getting held in contempt, fired, losing their law license, going to jail. I mean, I don't know. Trump RX, I guess you have to be not have private insurance to benefit from this. It could benefit people with low incomes, which is good. New polling shows Americans' hope for their future has fallen to a new low. A Gallup poll assessed people rating their life at 7 or higher and their future as thriving as at 48%. The rest of us are on suicide watch. Okay. Lindsey Vonn crashed the second time. I'm sorry, but after the torn ACL, she broke her leg, and she said it had nothing to do with it. Maybe it didn't, but 13 seconds in, I guess she had to do it. But comes a time when you have to admit, it's over. Another U.S. skier expressed mixed emotions for playing for the United States because it's embarrassing again. It's embarrassing. We went through this during the Bush administration. Trump called him a loser. Maybe they shouldn't get into politics, just talk about skating. I don't know, but they ask him about it. Figure skater Amber Glenn received hate and death threats, a scary amount, she said, because she was defending the LGBT. She's gay. What's she going to say? I hate my people? Okay. But, that's a real thing when you're frightened of Trump supporters. I would never put like a Biden-Harris sticker on my car. The FCC is investigating. Yeah, Fox News. Are you listening? The View, according to Fox News, after Texas State Rep James Tallarico appeared and Brendan Carr is going after him. They said talk shows the day and night do not qualify as news. Well, neither does Fox News. Look at them. They're news. And they must stick with equal time rules. They have the equal time rules, so they're being investigated. The View, Joy Behar, come on in. First, the Obamas depicted as apes on Black History Month. Now the Trump administration had the pride flag removed from the Stonewall National Monument in New York City. Why didn't he do it in June during Gay Pride to screw us all over? The German chancellor said the world based on rights and rules no longer exists. He said this at the Munich Security Conference. The German counselor, remember the Nazi German? Okay, they know what's going on there. They're looking at us like this is bad. Senator Elizabeth Warren and Josh Hawley. This is according to CBS News. They are unlikely bedfellows, teaming up to pass a legislation to break up the big medicine. Too big to fail. Too big to fail. With the high drug costs. Remember, Trump was going to get rid of pharmacy benefit managers, which United Healthcare has a huge benefit managers. Getting rid of the competition, like Comcast. Terrible. United Healthcare has Optum RX. I'm not using them. And CVS has Caremark. They own Aetna, Optum, Caremark, and Express Scripts, which is basically 80% of prescription drug claims. It's like the evil empire. Okay, so just a little more before we go because I'm going off. Psychology says, did you ever forget people's names immediately after meeting them? Yes, all the time, because I'm not good with names. I remember conversations. It doesn't mean you have Alzheimer's. Here's a few reasons. You process a better visual memory than verbal. Yeah, I need to hear, I need to watch, and then names don't matter to me. Who cares? You're engaged in the conversation. You have high empathy. Yeah, I am. These people, after meeting these women, some of them were telling me about their relationships and how screwed up and how the ex-husband's a narcissist and all this other stuff. Some people are thinking what's next in line, what you're going to say next. That's why you forget the person's name. You're thinking about what you're going to talk about. That's me. 4, you're creative. This was in the Journal of Experimental Psychology. Creative thinking can cause you to forget racing thoughts in your head. And then the last, number 5, you like prioritizing real connections, which definitely over bullshit. Okay, guys, that's it. I gotta let her out of the room. I locked her in. I got people banging on the other. I'm going crazy over here. This is what I get when I do the show out of my home. This is what I get. All right, guys. Thanks for subscribing. It's free. Why not? And I'll see you next week. Have a good week.